We scared of that. We scared of them things. So we'll continue to deal with negativity, toxicity. We'll still deal with outdated thinking methods because we are scared of leaving that alone. I'll tell you right now, anybody that is ready to encounter that journey, I know you feel like that you're going to be by yourself, but baby, you're going to align yourself with some amazing people. Denise, you already know. You learning. And you learning her, baby. And once you get to learning her, hey, I'm just so excited because you're on a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super excited and happy for you because she is definitely on that journey.
Shit happens. Shit happens to you and me. It doesn't matter if you're a wizard, a king, or a queen. Even if you are magic, you gotta agree. It's worth it to talk shit out no matter how messy. Shit happens. Shit happens.
Hello, and we are back. Right now, we have the one and only, the incredible Coach K with me. I hope she's here. I see she's here. So, we're gonna be discussing incredible shit about mindset. All right. So, I'm big on mindset, and lately I'm big on mindset switch. So I feel like this is going to be an incredible conversation, and I'm looking forward to that. And I was in Kisha's podcast last year, and now she's coming to Shit Happens, you know? So hopefully good shit happens over here today. I'm going to go ahead and bring Coach K on the stage because she was hiding somewhere when I came here. Look at
What up, y'all? Hey, raw and uncut. I am so sorry. I had a client go over, baby. You know the grind don't stop. What's popping, baby?
Look at you looking all clean and shit. Okay.
Hey, look, get myself situated here.
Look, I like how we're all rocking our jumper match. Look at that.
Period.
Look at
You
that.
know.
Look at that.
You know.
Baby.
I'm
Happy
good.
New Year.
Happy 2024. How are you, boo?
Fabulous, man. I can't complain. 2024 is...
Let me just say, I'm proud of you, yo. You've been killing shit, sis. Like, you've been crushing it. I'm so damn proud of you, man. Like, when you say unapologetic, living your best life, that's you, boo. I'm so proud of you. So proud.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you know, it takes a village, and it's because I get to surround myself with people who are doing the same thing and showing up as themselves. Because we're normally, you know, like me, I'm gonna be told, "Oh, you're too loud. Oh, you cuss too much." But there are people out there who are showing up just like that and being rewarded. So when I surround myself in communities that allow me to be myself and just be seen as myself, so y'all are part of my success. Like,
hey, I'm glad.
Community. Like,
I'm so glad. I'm glad that I met you. I'm glad that we here. Hey, I'm just glad overall. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much. So what you been up to? How you been?
I've been good. 2024 has definitely kicked off with a bang. Definitely been on the grind. Definitely been more community oriented. Definitely still showing up here online, but I have been doing a lot of things here locally. Doing a little bit of restructuring within the brand. Whew, it's been a busy one, but it's been a blessed one. And I can't say that I'm stressed because, you know, when we step in and walking in our purpose, baby, ain't no stress behind that. You feel me?
Amen. Even if it's stress, it's the good stress. You know, there's the fucked up stress, and there's like, yo, this is stressful. I fucking love this. Like, this is what I wanted more of. This is what I was missing. So it's okay if it's stressful, but it's just good stress.
It is a good stress. Definitely been so blessed with it though, yo. It's been so dope.
That's amazing. Just like when I was at PortFest, I was like, I'm exhausted, but not in that exhaustion of, oh my God, like I'm exhausted in a good way. Like
Yes.
I'm exhausted with so much of the conversations, the connections, the everything. And when I tell you, I was tired and I would be looking at it like it's 3 a.m. I want to go to bed, but I'm also sitting with incredible people. And we're just chopping it up and just,
Yeah.
I'm like, I only have 4 days of this. Why would I go to bed right now when there's so,
Exactly. I'm gonna enjoy myself and do what I do. Like, absolutely. Like, I can sleep when I get home, but I'm gonna do what I do right now. Like, I get it. Like, I'm so just like so great about wanting to open up and expand and build and meet new people and be around like-minded. That's why I'm like, hey, I already told myself next podcast expo, I'm there, baby. I'm claiming that. So I am there because I just seen yours and then like a couple of other people that I started following, and it's like, hey, they're my
it's a
people, yo.
vibe. It's a vibe.
People.
And I love how much blackness we have this year. I've been going to PortFest for 2 years. I mean, what I love about PortFest, it's welcoming and inclusive to everybody. But sometimes us Black people, we feel like we need to constantly be pushed into come. That's why I keep on telling, like, yo, you need to come because the space is there and they want you there. So the fact that we were so many this year, to the extent that we're like, Chris, we need something of ours next year at PortFest. So you gotta be there because we're planning a Black thing at PortFest next year.
Hey, I'm there. I'm there, baby. Trust and believe. I am there. Like I did. I thought it was so dope. Like, and even with my podcast and just doing everything else too, you know what I'm saying? But like, I know like talking and speaking and bringing resource and value like that, I get a kick out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So why not? And it doesn't, to me, I don't even look at it from a cultural standpoint anymore because there's people that I have been mingling with and have been engaged and interacted with. The Better Business Bureau here in Heart of Illinois launched their podcast and I was their inaugural episode. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, thank you, like just expanding myself and not limiting, where or who, like that shit was dope as hell to me. So it's like, that was confirmation too, just saying, I'm just going to expand a little bit more and do what I got to do, sis. So
I tell people 2024, I'm all about visibility.
period. You better talk about it.
And that's why we do live broadcasting these days because you're going to see me. You're going to
see me, baby.
And I think that came from the ego boost I got after this PortFest. This PortFest was so rewarding for me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in my head thinking I'm this little pawn, but there are actually people over here who are really seeing me and seeing my potential and seeing my growth. But I'm here thinking myself I'm this small. So I'm no longer considering myself in the small box. I'm like, I'm out of the box. I'm like,
absolutely.
Legit.
Hey, ain't no boxes. We ain't got no boxes. We don't know what boxes is around here. Period.
And you would have a time of your life and connect with so many people at PortFest.
I see it just the vibe. It looked like a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked like a whole vibe, and I'm like, I'm not missing that shit next time. I refuse.
And one of my friends who came all the way from Canada, right? Because I was forcing him. I was like, you just got into the PortFest world. You need to come here and meet different people. I was like, you know what? I'm just coming because it's Florida. I'm going to go party. And if I catch some shit, cool, because I got a free ticket from Buzzsprout. This man did not even leave, apart from the parties we went to at night, like all of us. He literally did not go into town and do the shit he said he would do. He was enjoying the connection. He was enjoying the class. I would call him and be like, what are you doing? I'm over here. He's like, yo, man, I'm going to this session because I really want to go. I'm going to this. I'm like, so what happened to all the shit you were talking? And then he goes, man, Paula, you were right. I wish I came earlier because he came on Thursday late night. Most of us came on Wednesday. So he started on Friday, but Wednesday night we already had some shit going on. Thursday, so when he was mingling with people like, oh yeah, we did this yesterday, we did this. He's like, yo, Paula, next year I'm coming from day one. Like
day one. Day one.
I don't lie. When I find a community that really is about that love and community and connection, I'm going to bring everybody who I want to be a part of it, because I'm not going to bring in some shitty shit. Why would I even be in some shitty
Why would you, I was just gonna say, why would you be
Like,
involved with
yeah.
shitty shit? That part.
And that's why I post on my stories. Like, I'm constant, whenever I'm at PortFest, I post them on my stories, so that even for those people who think maybe, you know, sometimes people are like, maybe she's getting a commission, maybe she's being paid to talk this much. I just post so that you can get the idea yourself. You can get the idea of the sessions, the parties, the normal chill sessions. Like, it's a bunch of everything, whether you're introvert, extrovert, whether you like going out, whether you like being inside, whether there's people for everybody at PortFest.
That part. Yeah, I love it though. Like I said, you look like you had such an amazing time. Like, and I just think that that's so dope, and I just can't wait to be at the next one. So it's claimed, it's there.
Because this year I want to do more in person than online. Like, I want to be a part of all these communities and collaborate and
Girl,
just.
let me tell you something. I just talked about this, right? I just had a conversation about how people really just need to start building community, building network, doing more networking in person. I feel like a lot of times some of us still default to the online, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because
COVID made us rely on online.
I get it. And I definitely was that person, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to do nothing. You know, I had that COVID anxiety stuff, whatever. But like, I literally just was talking about this last week. Like, we outside. It's time to plan your events, to plan, you know, community, but also stop having events, but also supporting others' events as well, because that's how you truly build community. You know,
and that's how you make, and that's how you also make intentional connections.
Yes,
they happen online, but when you meet them in person, you really nurture them. Like, look at me and Leah. We met on the summit, right? But then when we showed up at Afros and Arches together and just vibing,
and that was so dope. Like, that picture was so dope.
You know, it stretches. It's like, okay, you really are a real person, and I can really fuck with you in person. Because online people, sometimes they just be online faking it.
Hey, them representatives, you know how that goes.
I know you guys, you also have an event coming, but I want to talk about that at the end. You and Save Our Sisters, shout out to Noreen. So we're gonna get into that, because I love this. And I was saying, Noreen, if I can make it, I will try my best to make it. But because with the moving and everything, but who knows? You know, who knows? You guys,
who knows? You're right.
I put it out in the universe and let Lord lead me. Like, you know, that's all I can do.
There you go.
But you said something about pouring into these communities, because I also attended Atlanta. Finally started bringing back, shout out to Mark Deal, Atlanta podcast Atlanta, which died after doing COVID, and he was also getting overwhelmed because he was doing it by himself. So I told him, I'm like, you have a community. I want to build a community. I don't get why Atlanta, we don't have a community, and I have to seek community when I go to PortFest. So when I go to Afro, I was like, I'm willing to help. So we now have a committee, and everybody's gonna plan like different months. That way it doesn't exhaust. So I'm planning the February one, and it's funny because February started on Thursday, ending on Thursday, and my favorite day is on Thursday. So I was like, we're gonna do it on the 29th. And it's a leap year, right? It's a lunar, so it feels like a blessing on blessing. So
absolutely,
I am excited to not only pour on other communities, but also to build and nurture my own community here.
That's needed.
And I was impressed because the one in January when we all met, 2 days later, I saw there was a guy who had a podcast studio, and I saw a girl go to his podcast studio to record. So I messaged her and I was like, did you guys know each other before you came to the meeting, or was this after the meeting? It's like, no, after. So that gave me hope. Like, literally, people are meeting and collaborating. So we need this space, right?
Absolutely.
People, because they wouldn't have met each other if it wasn't there. And it was all Black people. So you're supporting each other. So that was just like God telling me, you gotta do this. This is a sign. We need this.
I don't think people get, like, I get we want to, be around those that we know, and we want that support from people that we know, and you can get that. You know what I'm saying? You can get it, but I started upgraded mindsets online during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like 2020, we were on lockdown. I launched upgraded mindsets in 2020. So I was already in the process of building community online, right? And I think people don't realize, because people are in my community are like, oh, well, how long have you been doing this? And when I tell them, they like, really? Yes, because I started online. I came back to my community. You know what I'm saying? I came back to say, okay, I want to step up, because I've even had my office location for 3 years, you know, but in the beginning when I started, I still was online focused, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a matter of saying, okay, I do want to build with community, but what I come across in community, and like I said, y'all know I'm raw and uncut, I don't care, but there's too many cliques. You got too many people that want to stay with their friends. You got too many people that just want to build and work with their friends. But what I'm seeing is nobody's building. People are just doing things. What's coming from that? You know what I'm saying? What are you gaining from actually having an event, doing an event? Are you supporting those that want to support you? Like, there's just so many different things that I feel like people drop the ball on. Like, we got to break those cliques. If we're really wanting to build, then you got to break those cliques, and you got to get uncomfortable and step out of that zone and say, you know what, this is somebody that I've never really worked with before. But I'm going to reach out and ask. Not saying that every connection is going to be genuine and work out, but you
At
are
least you're out
telling
there.
yourself, you know, if you don't even make the attempt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a group of coaches. I actually had the honor of being a speaker at the Black Life Coach Summit down in Raleigh this past June. And we had built such an amazing connection online for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to meet her in person, that is my coach connection. That is my coach tribe. Like, we talk about so many intimate things together, and I'm so grateful for that community. And it's only like 3 or 4 of us in that community now, but I'm so thankful for it, you know.
And
But I would have never done that if I would have just said, oh, I'm just going to keep on, you know, talking to the people that I already know, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never been able to make that happen.
And that's the trouble, cliques. That's why I stopped even working with friends or depending on friends. I tell people I network with strangers. That's why I go to all these events and meet new people. Because
Yep.
even your friends, they don't take it serious because there's already that friendship. So they're like, oh, I'll show up, or we'll get it done when we get it done. They, again, as you say, you're just doing it, but you're not building.
Yeah.
And even when I was at PortFest, as much as I was happy to see so many Black people, I was like, make sure you don't only mingle with the Black folks.
Mhm.
Like, surround
Come
yourself.
on.
There's so many there. There's so much you can get from everybody. I'm not saying don't be with. I mean, I love our Black people,
Yeah.
but sometimes our as Black people, we have this mindset. Nah, we only gotta work with each other. We only got, nah.
Uh-huh.
And that ends up, and then we also end up saying, oh, they're gatekeeping. But are you trying to get over the gate? So I was like,
Nope.
that's why for those who I knew, I was trying to introduce them to other people. Like, you need to know him, you need to know him, because they have something that they can offer you that you can also take it back to your people.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're gonna grow. That's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're gonna.
It
You
is.
know,
That's the only way that you're going. Like, people feel like, and then that's even like, you know, me as a coach, you know, listen, I get people are like, and, you know, especially like here locally in my community, I've been in this community for years. So there are a lot of people who know the old Kisha, you know, that know K Dub, which was my teenage and early 20 years where I was a
K
habit.
Dub,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
like
Hey,
that.
K
K
Dub, that's my
Dub.
nickname. Like, you know, so I know people see me and be like, well, why would I have her help me? I remember when she used to do this. But if that's the mindset that you have, that's the even more reason why you should be working with me, because I don't operate in that mindset anymore. I am not that person. I am completely different. I have transformed everything about me from my mind. The only thing ain't transformed yet is all this booty that they ain't gonna never go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But
We need that booty to keep being, okay?
hey, that
And it's funny how we literally went into this, because literally I was going to talk to you about mindset and transformation shift. Because, but you see, sometimes you just know, because
line, baby.
we
You know.
already, I know, right? And just to add on that, there was one time I was gonna do an event, but then I ended up losing my job, and it didn't feel like the right time to do the event. But I hadn't marketed that event. I just put it on Eventbrite. but I hadn't like posted it on social. Like I created it, I put it there. I put it there in June. The event was supposed to be in December, the first week. That way, like we end the year nicely and then kind of bring it back.
Right.
People look forward to next in the beginning of the year. And it was supposed to be a speed networking. So in my head, and I only put out 20 tickets, but I wanted 40 people. And the 20 ticket was, when you get a ticket, you get 2 tickets. I want you to invite somebody else, because I didn't want us to network the same people, because I knew half of the tickets my friends would probably get them just to come and show
Just to come and support.
Yeah.
Right.
But I already know you guys, I want new people. So my idea was, you get a ticket, 2 tickets, bring somebody else. And then that way in the next year one, like when the next event comes, that person you brought, bring somebody else. That way we are constantly outgrowing the networking. Because otherwise we'll keep on networking just ourselves. Because even these events with my friends, when you go, you see the same faces, the same people, you meet, you promise, oh, we're going to work together. Oh, we have to do something. And then nothing.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
So
And those ain't your people, like I say, a lot of times we have to really get over somebody's representative and like figure out who they are, because you could talk a good game, but your action is going to show, like, yeah, if I meet you and you tell me that, oh, I'd love to work with you, and then I go to your social media pages and you haven't done anything in like a month and a half, it's clear to say that we're probably never going to work together because you're not working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that. The experience was great. It was good to talk, chat, or whatever else. But we have to get into the thing of vetting people and discovering who people really are. Because even though people be like, oh, I just post stuff on social media for entertainment. Some of y'all be capping with that. And I think y'all hide behind that because that's really who you are. Any entrepreneur, any coaches, any podcasters, listen, let me tell y'all this. Be who you want to be. If you're somebody that only wants to post once a month, be unapologetic about only being a person that wants to post.
And own that shit. That's okay.
Own it.
That's who you
Own
are.
it.
But don't cap about it. Exactly. Just be like, listen, I want to work with you, but my social media game is once a month. At least I already know. Okay.
Then I know what I'm dealing with.
Then we will plan something around that once a month of yours that you need if I really want to work with you. But I don't want to work with somebody where I'm constantly on social media posting and putting myself out there, and you're not doing. That means you won't put the same energy to your followers.
That
part.
Come on.
That's so true. But it's funny, like when I did that event, right? And I wasn't sure if people were even gonna wanna come. Like I already knew my friends were gonna show up regardless. So, but then that shit got sold out within a month. And then I was getting emails, people like, hey, I saw your event, I'm interested, but it says soda. Is there any way I can get it? Yo, that shit was like, I was like, wait, I haven't even promoted this shit. And when I canceled, people were so mad. They're like, this was such a good idea. I hope you do it again. So last year I didn't do it. But this year, baby, we're bringing that back.
It's coming back.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Hey, it's a line. It's a line now. So good and well that it's definitely gonna make it do what it do. So you know what I'm saying? Like we go through things, and even though I know that sometimes things aren't always a positive, I try to turn everything into a positive. Whether the action itself may not be positive, but my response is going to be. And I think that's sometimes where we fall off. We're human, we are, vulnerable, and we should be, but anything that happens to us, just like you said, you lost your job, but baby, look how you thriving right now. Like you is like crushing it in the podcast game right now. You know what I'm saying? But like, that this is what you want to do. This your purpose, this your passion. And it might be uncomfortable at times, but I tell you what, you'll never show it. You'll never show it. Only when you want to be vulnerable. But when I say you never show it, your actions are showing your resilience of handling things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's dope. I'm going to keep telling you I'm proud of your ass because that's just what I do. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we've been through it. As somebody that lost their job in 2020, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was at a stage in 2020 where I was so unsure about so much. Did I want to go back to work? Did I want to find another job? Or was I supposed to, trust the process? And maybe I trusted that process. And 3.5 years later, hey, you got the most unapologetic, dope ass life, business, and mindset coach that ever touched the streets. You hear me?
Speak on it. Speak on it. Everybody, speak on it. And that's the thing, right? And that's why I think people are willing to help me, to nurture me, and to support me. Because despite all the shit, they see me going after, like, I
Yep.
don't have all the dollars. Sometimes I don't even know how I'm paying my rent. But I'm still showing up. I'm still pushing shit. I'm still figuring it out. And that somebody wants to help you. That makes somebody like, yo, we see her grind. Let's pour into her. But then if you're really talking about, oh, I really want to do this. This is my passion. I'm going to do it. But then we're not seeing you doing it. But then you want support. I'm not going to support you. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Because
come on.
I don't see you putting in the work. And that's why it's like, you got to bet on yourself. Dominic always says this, bet on yourself. Because the more you keep betting on yourself, people are going to start
Hey,
betting on you.
I'm
'Cause
always betting on me.
I'm not going to bet on you if you're not betting on yourself. Like, clearly you don't believe in yourself, so why should I?
Hey, I'm always bet on me, baby. I'm always, even when I'm uncertain, I'm a bet on me.
Me
Even when I
too.
don't know where it's gonna go, we want to know the resolution. And sometimes that's where we fall short. We're not gonna always know the journey. We know where we're supposed to start. We know, what I'm saying? We know what we would want to see. But I think a lot of times we know fear gets in our way. You know what I'm saying? Fear stops us from living our best life and becoming that most unapologetic version of ourselves. But sometimes you got to do it scared. No, ain't no sometimes. All the time you got to do it scared. All the time you need to set the intention, set the action plan. You might have some obstacles. You're going to. That's what has allowed me to continue on the journey, is the understanding that I'm going to encounter some obstacles. I might encounter a roadblock here and there, but I have strategies in place to help me with those when that happens. And a lot of times people don't have strategies. They'll just give up all the way around. Life be lifing. Life be
It
lifing.
does.
If you expect the perfect life, then that's your number one failure as an individual, because life is not perfect. We know that. So with the expectation of knowing that I'm going to encounter some potential things that might be set to destroy me, I already know I'm going to put this mindset to work and make sure I stay actionable even through those hard times, because that's what we got to do.
It's amazing you say that, because yesterday, as I just finished doing my lives, I had 4 lives yesterday,
Oh,
right?
wow, girl, you was killing it.
And I have 4 tomorrow and my podcasting meetup group. But that's what I said. I wanted more visibility this year. I wanted discipline. I wanted to build my YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn presence, and this is how I can do it. So I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
But as I was preparing promos for today, I received a message from my mom that her sister passed away, and this is one of my favorite sisters, the firstborn. And I instantly started crying, and I called my mom. And as soon as I had a voice, I had to hang up, because I knew I would start crying and I wouldn't get shit done. And I knew I had work to do. You see, so I literally hanged up on her and I was like, I'll call you in a bit. And I continued working. And then in the moments I was just like, I haven't spoken to my aunt in forever.
Yeah.
Do I even have the right to grieve her? Do I even have, like, you're questioning that, and then I'm also feeling guilty, like I'm literally working because I know if I start crying, I'm gonna go in that dark hole, and I'm not gonna get shit done. So even today, I could have canceled this today, but I was like,
no.
if I'm sad, I will end up staying in bed the whole day sad and start getting depressed, and I might have taken it towards the end of the week. I was like, nope. I did my first live, and then I called my mom. I spoke to her. I cried a bit. I laughed. I was like, okay, we are coming back to another live. After this live, I'm done until 6 o'clock when I have another. So I'm like, in that time, I let myself grieve.
Mhm.
But you gotta just be like, yo, life is gonna happen, and it's not gonna stop for me. Whether I need to grieve or not, it's not gonna stop. Life is gonna keep going. So I just need to not to be strong enough, but just to realize that sometimes you gotta do shit even when shit is happening.
You gotta do. You like, and I get it, because I tell people all the time, because I'm one of them people. Honestly, if I'm not there, I will cancel everything. Right? I'm that person because I know my personality. I know how bold I am. I know how unapologetic I am. So I have to realize that I wear that across the board. And if mentally I'm just not up for that conversation, I will reschedule. I will cancel, accordingly, because I want to make sure that I am being, unapologetic to me, because I'm my number one priority. You know what I'm saying? I'm number one on my list and every list that come behind me, because if I'm not pouring into myself like I'm making other people pour into themselves, then it's a mute point. How am I coming through as a coach? But I think that that's also important, but also to not staying in that struggle, right? So I love that you were like, you know what, I'm grieving in between, I'm going to get this out, get my emotions out, and I'm going to shake it off, and I'm going to bounce back. And I think that's a part of resilience. There's so many different levels to that. You identified it and you're like, you know what, I know that I need to do this and I need to handle this, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I get through this and then handle that and then go ahead and keep doing how I do. So I think that that's dope. You got a strategy in place.
Yeah, but that's also when we talk about mindset switch, right? And that's because I've been working on my mindset switch lately, and I keep on looking at people. You gotta switch your mindset, right? You
You
gotta look at
do.
it different.
Mindset always matters.
And to me also, I would have canceled. Like I cancel sometimes on shit that when I know I can't give full 100. But also I looked at it today. I only had Jamie and you. So I knew those vibes would keep me going, because sometimes you need that energy in order to. So if it was somebody who was kind of brand new and I really didn't know and I was interviewing, that probably I would have been like, let's take it on a better day because I don't know your energy. But Jamie, she literally made me laugh, and sometimes that's what you need when you're grieving, right? You need that laughter. We laughed, we talked, and then because I know we vibe, and I know you're gonna incite some insightful thoughts that will help me continue grieving after I get off this call. So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna cancel this too, because I can work with them, right?
Right.
So it's also choosing who can pour that energy that you need. Unlike other people, because other people can drain you. So if you were somebody who I knew they were gonna drain me, I would have canceled and be like, hey, baby, today's not the day.
What you say? Not today, not today, not today. Yeah, and you're right. Like, and it does boil down to mindset. Mindset is everything. Mindset over everything. Like, I can't tell people enough how shifting how I thought about things and what I do about how I think about things has been so detrimental in me becoming this person that I am today. Because me shifting my mindset has enabled me to become a lifelong learner. Before I was in that restricted state of mind that, I know everything. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. I'm always right. I'm always right. Like, you can't tell me nothing. But now I am open-minded to listen. I am open-minded for constructive criticism, because if somebody tried to tell me something before, baby, you can't tell me shit.
We talked about constructive criticism. We both used to have an issue with that. But I can't believe it has already been 35 minutes. Like, where is time going with you? Well, before our time comes to an end, right? You talked about when you had your mindset switch. So I want people to know, for those people who are having a hard time switching their mindset, and I think for me, I feel like most people have that issue because people don't want to unlearn what they know. And that's the tough part, because I had to unlearn a lot of shit when I started working on myself and switching my mindset. And then you have to be open-minded, but some people are stuck on their ways, like legit. You can tell, like our grandparents, those people who grew up on AOL, trying to get them to move to Xfinity, and they're like, no, I'm gonna stick to my AOL.
Man, listen.
Fine, I don't need a mobile phone.
Hey, it's so, girl, you. So
how did you get to the point where you allowed that transformation to happen, where you allowed to have that mindset switch and unlearn yourself?
And it gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it because it was such a critical moment for me. But it was 2020. March of 2020 was when I was like just so mentally frustrated. And we suppress emotions. We are suppressed people. Like we suppress so many things. And I lived a life of that. I did that for years. But I thought, oh, okay, as long as I keep putting everybody else before me, I'll get my blessings that way. I no longer think like that. That is no longer my mindset. And I know a lot of people still feel that way. Oh, I'll get my blessings if I just keep, helping and helping and helping. But why are you not helping you? And I wasn't helping me. And I was to the point where I was angry all the time. I was frustrated. Like you could have dropped a piece of paper in front of me, sis, and I would have snapped on your ass like you was trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? But that was all from those suppressed emotions that we act like don't affect our
But they
day-to-day
do.
life, but it affects the hell out of us. And I was tired of it. And with the uncertainties of COVID at the time, my emotions just got the better of me. And I hit that low and I was like, you know what? It's time to make some changes. And I actually took a 30-day fast from social media in April of 2020. Yep, at a time where that's all we knew. I had to step away from that because mentally I was drained. I was exhausted. I couldn't do it anymore. And I journaled for 30 days. Every day I talked about what was going on in my mind at the time. I was still working full time then. So I was talking about the uncertainties at work. And I just, that first 30 days was so critical. So I will just tell people when you are tired, when you know you're tired and you're across that bed crying because you're tired, you know what I'm saying? That is your key. And that is your signal and your sign to say it's time to make some changes. Now, nothing's going to happen overnight. But like you said, I love the word you said, unlearning. You are unlearning things. Listen, the values of your parents and your grandparents may not be the values of you at this present day. And it's okay. Yep, you were raised this way. You were raised to believe this. You've got to figure out who you are right now in 2024. Who are you at this moment? If you struggle with those same values that you did when you were 5, 6, 13, 18, you've got to figure yourself out. It's the season of self-discovery, people. And self-discovery means you've got to figure out who you are, what you want, what your values, what your beliefs are. And it might not be the same. It could be, but you still got to figure that out. And that's a part of the whole mindset transformational journey, because your mind it's going to do what you tell it. So if you're telling it it's time for me to get uncomfortable and figure out who I am as an individual, as a person, as a woman, as a man, I'm on that journey. Your mind is going to be there and it's going to be rough, but you're reconditioning, you're realigning, you're refocusing. All of those things are so critical, but I challenge you to take that step and I challenge you to do it because the journey is so necessary, y'all. I am living the best life ever. I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? But because I'm trusting the process, I have been blessed, because I am striving to be the most empowering version of myself. Everything is aligning itself to make that happen. And it never would have started if I did not get tired in March of 2020. So figure out when you're tired. Once you know you're tired, hey, that journey necessary. And I'm super proud of myself because I told people I was going to be a coach and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I currently have clients in 8 different states, not to mention here locally in my community. I have my podcast. I have my online store. I am a business owner. And I never would have been that if I would have listened to the naysayers and listened to the people like, what? Who?
Ma'am, you're also Amazon bestseller.
Hey, period. Let's talk about Amazon best-selling author. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Appreciate it. But just, yes, like turn that journal into an Amazon best-selling book. Like all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just that. And have my own, another guide that I put out, The Journey to Activate Our Best Life. It is a self-discovery guide to help you figure out who you are. All of these things are on my online store. There's other resources over there, clothing, positive reinforcement like hoodies, all of that, everything to promote positivity, promote motivation, promote everything that it is for us to be the best versions of ourselves. And I love who I am and I love who I'm still becoming, Oh, look like we might have lost her there. But I will tell y'all this.
Sorry.
Okay. Nope. I was gonna go ahead and take it covering for you, sis. Don't worry.
I forgot to put do not disturb, and my mom was calling. Oh my God. I thought I did.
Hey, shit happens. It is what it is.
I mean, we have on shit happens, right? Shit does happen. But we
Period.
want to shout out to Denise Lewis on the comments who said, I'm
Yes.
on that journey. You go, girl.
You
That's
go,
the most
baby.
beautiful
I'm proud of you. You know
journey you're
it.
going to go through. It's going to be the hardest journey, but such a rewarding and beautiful journey. Because there's
Absolutely.
nothing about, I think that's also why people don't want to work on themselves.
Mhm.
Because you really get to learn yourself, the bad, the
You
good, the
scared.
fucked
The
up.
good, we scared of that. We scared of them things. So we'll continue to deal with negativity, toxicity. We'll still deal with outdated thinking methods because we are scared of leaving that alone. I'll tell you right now, anybody that is ready to encounter that journey, I know you feel like that you're going to be by yourself, but baby, you're going to align yourself with some amazing people. Denise, you already know. You learning. And you learning her, baby. And once you get to learning her, hey, I'm just so excited because you on a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm super excited and happy for you because she is definitely on that journey.
Because I started my journey as well during COVID in 2020. And when I look at myself where I was 2020 and how I am here, if I hadn't done the work to really learn myself, I wouldn't have found the community that actually accepts me for me. I don't have to show up as somebody. I don't have to hide out. I don't have to be afraid of being me. I won an award. I have a podcast. People are calling me to have me. I've been on panels. I won a Guinness. None of that shit would have happened. And also because I was like, I need a mindset switch.
Yes.
We are constantly putting negative shit in our head or telling ourselves no. I tell my friends these days, if you really want something, I don't want to hear you say, maybe when I get this, say when I get this. Because even God is not going to give it to you because it's like, that child is not sure if she wants it or not. So why should I bless her?
Hey, y'all gotta stop and saying them prayers and you not taking the action after them prayers. I'm not saying because I am definitely a believer and I'm definitely more spiritually inclined in the last year I have gotten there. But let me tell y'all something. Stop talking about y'all trusting God and y'all believe in God when y'all
but you're not working.
And you're not letting him do what he got to do and you're not taking the actions to make it happen behind that. And I said what I said. Okay. Period.
It takes faith and work. You gotta have faith that God got you. Yeah. And sometimes we say we have faith, we prayed on it, but we're still worrying on it. How you have faith God got you when you're worrying about that shit that you just prayed?
Or you still allowing the same shit that God has showed you over and over again that you need to eliminate.
Stop blocking your blessings. Sometimes we are the ones blocking our blessings.
We always the one blocking our blessing.
But I wanted to touch on the unlearned part, right? And I feel like most people are scared about that is because most of us who grew up, right? We were all the things we learned from our parents or grandparents. Yeah. This is good, this is bad. But as we are growing up right now, even some of us, our parents are also working on themselves. They finally got to the point like,
my mom is 75 years old and she working on herself. But you know why? Because I'm working on myself.
And you're having those conversations and they're learning that they were also wrong. That was not right. Yeah. So that's why it is so important to literally work on yourself and have this mindset switch because it opens you to a different world, a world that you're actually going to be seen and you're going to win. The reason you're not winning or being seen is because of that mindset that you in that outdated, I call it outdated thinking.
You're an outdated thinking method. It's the outdated mindset. You've got to figure out who you are. You've got to figure out what your beliefs and values are. And you got to be unapologetic in figuring that out. You are going to lose people along the lines, y'all. You are going to lose friendships. You may lose relationships. You may even no longer associate with certain family members. But them sacrifices are necessary. And I don't even say it got to be deep behind it.
They were not meant to be there for your mental health. And it heals your mental health. I'm not going to say your anxiety or depression is going to go away. No. But it's going to be less. Because now you have a clear sense of who you are, what you want, and you have a clear sense of the support that you actually need that's going to help you walk through this journey with you.
Yep.
The reason we get depressed or anxiety or all that is because we are trying to be what we really aren't.
You better talk about it. That struggle real. You trying to be something that you know good and well you struggling with. You trying to do something that you know is having an adverse effect. You trying to do stuff that you know is having an adverse and a negative effect on you. We got to stop punishing ourselves like that. We ain't supposed to do that. We're not supposed to accept things that cause us negativity, that cause us havoc, that cause us frustration. We are not supposed to deal, and we're not supposed to accept it. I don't care who it is. I had that conversation with my entire family. I sat them down and said, listen, I'm to the point mentally in 2020. I had set them down and said, listen, I'm to the point mentally where I'm about ready to hurt somebody or myself. And it got to that point. And I know it's so many of us, especially women, I know, and men too, because I have been talking and conversing with more men here lately. I'm trusting my process in that. But we gotta stop holding stuff back. We gotta stop suppressing our emotions. You ain't being confrontational by getting your emotions out. You're not trying to be, be messy and drama filled because you want to express your emotions. We should be able to do that. And I'm not going to be around anybody that feels like me saying something to you about how I feel is me coming to you with drama or being negative and stuff like that. No, I'm ready to have a healthy conversation with you. But that's all evolved with a reconditioned mind. And that's all involved with the journey that I have been on the last 3.5 years. And I teach my clients how to do the same thing and they love me for it. But I'm still Kisha. I'm still me.
Amen.
I still talk shit. I'm still, I'm still that person.
And also, I think that the idea we have that the life we live is supposed to be what it is. Like, you work, you get married, you have a house, you have kids, and you just keep on working. Hey, baby, that's the good thing about working on yourself. You learn that it's okay to live a different life. It's okay to want bigger things.
Absolutely.
Or even if you want smaller things, whatever life you want that brings you happiness and peace, you can have it. You just need to go out there and get it.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Now, we're coming up to an hour, so I want to make sure people know about the event that you got coming up.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have two. So this Saturday, February 10th, I actually am a guest speaker at the second annual Galentine's Day event here in Peoria, Illinois. I definitely am super excited about that. It is a sneaker ball. So I done went got me some little bling shoes. I think I'm gonna be cute Saturday morning.
Oh, wait to see that.
So I don't know if it's still tickets available for that. I know I got some of my followers watching. So if you're in Peoria, Illinois, you can check out my website and see if there's still tickets available. I'm not in charge of those tickets, but I will tell y'all, renewing our resilience, like March 16th. Listen, me and my girl Noreen of Save Our Sisters, this is our second annual event. We do it in honor of Women's History Month. And this year we felt like renewing our resilience, managing life after loss. We know that so many people have dealt with loss in so many different ways, from death to jobs, to finances, divorce, relationships, family, just so many different levels of loss. And we all want to come together, bond, build from that, and create a supportive community based off of that. We are going to have full lunch available. We have women vendors that are going to be in the house. We are doing a panel stylist, myself, Noreen, Erica Bayard, and Philonda James. She's the president of NAMI, Tri-County here in Illinois. That's the National Alliance of Mental Illness. We are going to have like mental awareness resources, mental health resources. It's just going to be so many things going on there. I'm super geeked about it. Tickets are on sale on Eventbrite, y'all. And like I said, if you are here in Peoria and you're catching this live, you can definitely stop by. If you're not familiar with Eventbrite, I can go ahead and take care of that ticket for you here at my office at 2104 West Moss here in West Peoria. So, I'm super
that's an event I'm working on making shit happen so I can be there.
You say the word, sis. You say the word and it's up, baby.
But also, let the people know about UPM Suites.
Absolutely. So UPM is a resource hub that I have with my co-owners, and it is a resource center for personal and entrepreneurial development. We also have other small businesses in UPM. We have our brow and lash tech that actually got me together today, being able to have that in house. We have another business owner that carries custom made jewelry and organic skin and hair care products. We also have small rental spaces that are available. We have a suite available actually as well, but we are just here to, build community within UPM, but also make resources available. We do business cards, we do posters, banners. We create all of those things for you. So only thing I can tell you is to just go check out the website, upmsuitesil.com. You'll see everybody that's in there, some of the products we have. And it's just, I just love being here because we are a family here at UPM as well. And, building that community too is just so dope to me.
I love that. Now, before we go, leave an advice for somebody out there who's looking to transform their life, but they don't know how or where to start with. Because sometimes that can be hard, right?
It is very
Trying
hard.
to figure out, like, where do I start? Do I just pray to God? Do I go into the river and
Right.
drink and come back and I'm reborn? Like, where do I go? So go ahead.
Facts. So I will say this. Really just start sitting down and just self-reflecting. Think about the things that are causing you stress. Think about people, places, things. I say this, write a letter to yourself, right? If you are truly ready to begin the journey of self-discovery, mindset transformation, and becoming your most unapologetic self, then it's time to write that letter to self. And you need to write everything that you know that has been good, bad, ugly. I did that in 2020 and my letter was 6 pages long. But when I tell you, it was the most freedom-minded thing that I could have done.
Like a load has been lifted out of
Oh my God, y'all. It was so exhilarating just to be able to put that out there, because what it does is it takes it out your mind and it puts it on paper. So
That's
now
why I
you're able to
journal.
get a sense of clarity about where it is that you want to go moving forward. Get you some resources together, start asking yourself those uncomfortable questions, those questions that you're running from. It's time to start answering those questions. You can talk to yourself and you can answer back. You're not crazy. Okay.
Amen.
Get some resources. If you need to talk to a counselor, be okay with that. We are not crazy. We are breaking that stigma, y'all. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody because your mind is racing 80 miles an hour, go talk to somebody about it. You're not crazy. If anything, be proud because you are taking the steps to become the more empowering version of yourself. And that's so necessary. But start with self. Start figuring out what your energy zappers are, because it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a process. But it's a process and journey that's necessary. And don't put a time on it right now until you start that self-discovery journey. And then you can start setting those things. But just be intentional and saying that I'm going to put in the work to make it happen.
I love that. Thank you very much for sharing and talking. Me and you can talk forever and ever.
You know it.
We go it, and you're always welcome back to Shit Happens Anytime, because we just have all these conversations.
Absolutely. And y'all don't forget to tune in to Empowering Real Talk as well.
I was about to tell you, let the people know where they can find you, where they connect, what you're all about. This is the time to brag and sell yourself.
Absolutely. So yeah, I have two. My Instagram is Coach KAYWDS or Empowering Real Talk, which you can follow both of those. Facebook is Coach K Woods. You can just pretty much hashtag Coach K Woods and you will definitely find me. But my websites are upgradedmindsets.life. If you're interested in learning more about the services and products that I offer, upgradedmindsets.shop. The Empowering Real Talk podcast streams on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. It's pretty much everywhere. I'm just dropping some raw and uncut conversations. But those are the conversations that are necessary. These are things to help us grow personally, professionally, entrepreneurially, whatever it is you want to do. You will definitely get some value and insight from Empowering Real Talk. So go ahead and follow me over there. I generally follow back unless you're a spam bot. But other than that, go ahead and follow your girl and I definitely will follow back. So I definitely just appreciate being here, sis. Like, you've been so dope. Like, you such a great host and I just love talking shit with you,
Always, right back. I love it. And so thank you all for who joined. Thank you to Denise, Michelle, and
Hey,
Sean, who
y'all.
on the comments, chopping it up. We love it when people on the comments. So shit happens. We just have raw discussions on shit, you know?
On shit.
So
On
yeah,
shit.
and today was mindset. So I hope you all learned something about transforming your lives and your mindset switch, and you go do some shit with that. Okay?
Period.
Until then, I'll catch you next time. And by the way, go follow our podcast. Go listen to it. If you wanna listen to us more, I was on our podcast
Absolutely.
last year. So
check
go
out
check
our
that
episode.
out.
We definitely on there, baby, on YouTube and everything. Go check us out.
And whoever can attend those events, please go support. You know, the whole power,
Period.
the
Get
whole
y'all
point of
tickets,
this
baby.
communities is the whole point of this events is for the community to empower and support. So if
Absolutely.
you're looking for communities, you gotta be there. So showing up is important, just like how you showed up on these comments.
Yeah.
Go show up.
Period.
All right?
Let's get it.
Shit happens.